Black people don't donate like organs or tissue or anything. Black people just don't donate, despite the fact that kidney disease is a huge problem in the black community, minorities in general. And I'm not speaking from a place of inexperience here. Like, I was in the centers. I'm watching this. Like, I'm seeing the ratio, the minority to white ratio in the clinics. Like, kidney disease is a huge problem. And I don't know exactly why it is that black people don't donate. I don't know if it's a combination of just like ignorance or lack of education. They don't know that they can donate. If it's a combination of selfishness or they just don't know. I'm not really sure why that is. You know, like these sort of things don't really. I know that for me, until this happened, I had no clue when I was healthy. I had no clue that, you know, donating tissue samples and um, organ donation was even a thing until I got sick. I had no clue, none whatsoever. You know, and now that I'm like in it, now I'm learning that there are all of these things that I could have done to actually help my community. You know, you get a lot of these black people that want to throw the fist up and they want to be mad at the white man and they want to hate police and they want to do all of this, but none of them actually go out to actually help the community in a way that really matters. And I try to make these videos to like educate the masses on top of uh, making a video chronicle of my journey with this. Nobody watches my videos. Nobody watches them. Nobody cares. You know, I've been asking for a kidney for like a year and nobody cared. So eventually I just stopped asking. And the reality is, if you are an African American on the kidney transplant list, chances are your kidney is probably going to come from a white person. And that's just real because they're the kinds of people that donate. Now, I'm not putting them up on a pedestal like they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. But the reality is that white people are the ones that usually donate because they're educated about. I don't know if it's because they, they have a better educational system, or if it's the system, you know, giving them more opportunities to learn more. I'm not really sure. I don't know if it's a thing where it's they actually go out and find information for themselves. I'm not really sure. Now, let me not generalize here, okay? Because I'm sure that there's plenty of African Americans out there that are doing the research and educating themselves and learning. But on the whole, it is not a widely spoken about topic amongst black issues. Kidney disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, there's the silent killers that are killing our community. For example, like kidney transplant centers do something called cross matching, is when if you have somebody that is not compatible with you, but they're compatible with somebody else, and that other person has somebody that's compatible with you, but is not compatible with them, you guys can cross match. But how can you do that if you don't have anybody that will donate to you? You know? And then you go on this crusade to try to find somebody to give you a kidney because that's what they tell you, right? Oh, we'll just go out and just find somebody. We'll just go out and just find somebody. Look, you know how difficult that is to find as an African American to find another African American that's willing to give you a kidney with no strings, just out of the goodness of their heart, as rare. It's very, very rare. Unless the person is related to you. And even then, even if they're related to you, there still might be conditions in which you have to follow in order to get a kidney from them. All I ever found was trolls. People from Nigeria, India, the Philippines, trying to have me pay them for a kidney. But I've done a lot of talking. I've done a lot of just running my mouth about this. The reality is that kidneys from African Americans are more compatible with African Americans than Caucasians or Asians or Mexican kidneys with African Americans. It's like that with every race. If you get a kidney from somebody that has very similar genetic features to you, racial features to you, then it has a higher probability of success than if you were to get it from somebody outside your race. You know, the issue is that, once again, nobody is donating. Like, the information is not widely spread. I watched a movie the other day, and there were like 4 commercials for Shriners Children's Hospital, but yet nobody talks about like the increasing problem of kidney disease within the Black community. Nobody talks about it. Unless you are actually in that community, nobody cares. Transplant centers are taking like 5 to 7 years to help you, sometimes more. You know, and what do Black people do? Well, you know, I'm gonna just put it in God's hands, and I'm gonna just sit here and not do it. Fuck that. Get your ass up and go out there and help yourself. That's a lot of what the problem is. Anytime something bad happens, oh, thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers go out to you, man. Like, how about you give me a kidney? How about you go out and donate? How about you actually help the community? Stop sitting at home with your thoughts and prayers and actually go out and educate yourself about what this is. Because here's the thing, right? God is not coming to save you. You got to help yourself. If you are in a dialysis center, you got to drag yourself out of that hole, because God ain't coming. You got to put yourself on the transplant list. You have to let these people know that you need a kidney. That's on you. You can't wait for some imaginary man that lives in the sky to fix all your problems for you, or it's never going to happen. Go to kidney.org. Go to the National Kidney Foundation. Go on to the National Kidney Registry. There are places that you can go to get the information that you need. Whatever your local university or transplant center, find out where it is. Talk to one of the coordinators. Get a brochure. Go to their website. For me in California, it's UC Davis, CPMC, Stanford. You can go to their website. You can learn about kidney transplant. You can learn about kidney disease. Educate yourself. There are Black people walking around the street right now that have kidney disease at an advanced level and have no clue that they're in danger. And people try to make it seem like this is not a big deal. It is a big deal, because if left untreated, kidney disease can kill you just as fast as any cancer can. It's a serious problem. It's a serious matter, and not enough people, especially in the Black community, especially amongst minorities, are taking it seriously enough. If you have to, Put the bottle down. Put the weed down. Put the debauchery away. Take care of yourself. Because the problem with especially a lot of young people, especially a lot of young black people, is that they think that whatever it is they're doing right now is what they're going to be doing forever. And it could change like that. It could happen just that fast, and it could happen to you. And you are not exempt. Just because you are who you are, or you think you somebody special, does not exclude you from bad stuff happening to you. I'm a guy that anticipates bad things happening on a regular basis, so I try to stay prepared. And no matter how prepared I was, I still got sick. So now I'm dealing with this now. We, as a society, as a modern society in the United States, we walk around with computers in our pockets every single day. Educate yourself a little bit. Learn about cross-matching for kidney transplant. Learn about the different types of transplant, because there are more than one. There's in-blocking. There's dual kidney transplant. There's cross-matching. There's all sorts. There's Hep C kidneys. They're giving people kidneys with hepatitis C. They cure you. You got a free kidney in less time. Supposedly. They say supposedly less time. But there's different types of kidney transplant. Each transplant center has a different waiting list. You know, if you happen to end up on dialysis, there are things that you can do. There are ways that you can supposedly get a kidney faster. Like, there's ways you can do it, but there's no manual. There's no manual. When I got sick, there was no manual for this stuff. Like, I had to figure this stuff out myself. I had to reach into my pocket, pull out my phone, and do the research and learn what I had to learn. And when I did that, that's when I started realizing that as slow and as ridiculous as this whole kidney transplant process is, I learned that there are things that I could do. They're very small, seemingly insignificant things, but there are things that I could do to do something and not just sit here and do nothing. I think that we really need to stop as African Americans, as Black people, and really reevaluate how we interact with each other in order to make our community better. You know, the first time something happens to one of us, the first thing that, like, most Black people say is, "Man, that's too bad for him. Sucks to be him. Glad it ain't me." Well, you could help him. Nah, man, nah. Yeah, he ain't never done nothing for me. And that's not how it should be. You know? Like, we could uplift our own community instead of waiting for, a magical cloud man or, the government, or we could uplift ourselves from within. And a good first step to do that would be kidney donation, transplant, or organ donation, not just kidneys, but organ donation, tissue donation, something to help us create a solid foundation to move forward, healthier, stronger, better, instead of just sitting around being mad at the white man for ruining our lives. Oh, the white man is why we can't succeed, and the white man this and the white man that. Well, these are the things that you can do. This is how you, as an African American, if there's any African Americans watching this is how you can do your part. This is where it starts.